Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Burning Acres Virtual Chat. I am Brittany with the Discover Dairy program, and we are so excited that you are joining us today as we get to meet Farmer Natalie and, of course, our adorable adopted calves, Ada and Shimmer. Today's chat wouldn't be possible without the generous support of the Midwest Dairy Association and the Dairy Excellence Foundation. So thank you to both of those organizations for making today possible. First, this live chat is part of the Adopt a Cow program. So for anyone that's new to Discover Dairy and the Adopt a Cow program, it is a free online resource that covers Common Core standards in science, reading, and math, and next generation science standards, all while using dairy concepts to teach those lessons. The resources can be found at discoverdairy.com, which we'll go ahead and put that in the stream here for you in the chat so you can access those resources anytime you want. We'd also love for you to join the Adopt a Cow Fund next year. So if you're interested in joining again, or you're new to the program and want to join the fund, you can register starting May 1st. In the meantime, feel free to go to discoverdairy.com/adopt and just submit your email address so you get an email notification when registration is open. Next, as everyone continues to join us live today, you will see that chat feature is enabled on both YouTube and Facebook. So please feel free to use the chat feature, comment, ask questions throughout the tour. Just be mindful that we want to make sure we keep all those questions and comments school appropriate and related to our chat. And while we are waiting, I know we're excited to get to meet Farmer Natalie and talk to our adopted calves. We're just going to see who is joining us today on both Facebook and YouTube. So let's see who we've got coming on. We've got second grade class from Sycamore who has adopted Shimmer. Hello, welcome everybody. We're excited to have you. We've got a fourth grade class from Clinton, Illinois. Hello, welcome. We've got Miss Forsleen's third grade class in Rolling Meadows. Good morning. We have Mrs. Brooker's first grade class. And let's see if we can do another shout out for a couple more here. We've got Stevenson Elementary from Chicago. Welcome. Bridgeview, Illinois, Alton, Illinois, and let's see, Miss Wall's third grade class. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Everyone is saying whether they've adopted Ada or Shimmer, and we're so excited for you guys to be joining us today. That was all on YouTube. Let's see. We've also got some folks joining us on Facebook. Mrs. Henderson's first grade class in Mount Vernon, Illinois, and we've got Carroll Stream, Illinois homeschool class joining us on Facebook. So thank you all for joining us today. Please feel free to keep using those chats and message feeds. We're going to be watching and monitoring those throughout the chat today to be able to relay your questions over to Farmer Natalie. Well, without further ado, I am really pleased to introduce you to Farmer Natalie. Hey, Farmer Natalie, how are you doing today?
Hello. Hi, Brittany. So nice to be here this morning.
Hello.
I'm here with
yes,
and this is Taylor. Taylor's our calf manager. She's helping out this morning as well.
Awesome. Awesome. I love your beanies, and it looks like you guys are a little bit cold there today, but hopefully this next half hour with us will warm your hearts a little bit. I know everyone's really excited to get to meet you guys and meet our calves. So I'll let you guys go ahead and take it away and introduce us to who you are.
All right. Okay. Like Brittany said, my name is Natalie. This is my farm and my husband's farm. We have 5 kiddos also that live with us here at the farm. We milk cows. I know that you guys are excited about Ada and Shimmer. You've adopted one, or some of you maybe even adopted both. So Ada and Shimmer are one of many cows here at the farm. We have 400 dairy cows that we milk every day, 3 times a day, all year long. Today, like Brittany saw from our beanies, it's pretty cold. It's 32 degrees. So every day we're out here milking these cows, and we think it's really cool. Another fun thing we have is like farm friends. Like we have little goats and sheep and pigs and ducks and chickens. And hopefully I'm not forgetting anything. So we have a lot of fun, and the farm is a very active place every day. Something new is happening at the farm. So we like it a lot here. We're located in like the northwest corner where Iowa, Illinois, and Wisconsin meet, right along the Mississippi River.
Awesome. Oh my goodness. And I know you mentioned you've got some other really cute animals. Before we jump into seeing our really cute calves, I think you might have some cute sheep behind you, maybe that
Oh,
maybe we could take a
yes.
peek at quick.
Yeah, I would love to show you the sheep. We have all kinds of baby sheep. So we had 9 sheep mamas that were expecting. I think all but maybe one of them have had their babies. Let me see if I
Oh
can
my
find the babies for
gosh.
you.
Oh. Oh my goodness. Look at them. They're adorable. You guys really do have a full farm, 400 cows and lots of sheep. And I think you said ducks and all kinds of other animals, which is really cool. How do you keep track of all of them? That is a lot of animals to keep track of.
I know. We're lucky that our kiddos actually help us a lot. So my 6th grade boy, he's in charge of all these little sheep here. So they're kind of his thing. And we have I have another 10-year-old boy who's in charge of the ducks and the chickens. Our
Goodness.
oldest girl, she'll be 14 pretty soon. She likes cows, and she helps my husband take care of the cows. And she
That's
helps
awesome.
Taylor feed the calves.
Very
This
cool.
is Taylor, like I said, she's our calf manager. So she knows
Aha.
all about Ada and Shimmer.
Yes, I was going to say, I think we've met Farmer Taylor in a couple of the updates, and I think we'll hear from Farmer Taylor later today, which is exciting. But it looks like she's hanging out with some of our best friends. Does that sound correct?
I think so, yes.
Oh man. So if you don't mind, Farmer Natalie, we would love to see our adorable calves
Sure,
we've been following
yeah.
all year long, and would love to get an update on how they're doing. So who are we looking at here first?
So this is Ada.
Oh, hi, Ada. So what's she eating right now? How big is she? What are some new things about her?
Yeah, Taylor's gonna jump on here and tell you all about Ada, and then we'll show you Shimmer also.
Awesome.
So Ada and Shimmer are eating this mixture. We call it TMR. And it's a mixture of hay and corn and a bunch of other good nutrients for the cows.
Oh,
They weigh between 700 and 800 pounds right now. They're pretty big since when they were born. They've gained they all weighed about 100 pounds when they were born. So they've gained about 600 to 700 pounds.
wow. Oh my goodness.
They're pretty big.
Yeah. My gosh. So we've got Ada. Have we seen Shimmer yet? I'm not sure that we've seen.
Shimmer's a little bit more shy than Ada.
Oh my goodness. Do you
Ada's
mind getting
definitely the playful one.
yeah. There they are. Oh my goodness. Look how big they are. Can you remind us about how big they were when they were born? I mean, they were little, right?
Right. They were about 100 pounds when they were born, so I could pick them up and carry them.
Oh my goodness.
Definitely not an option now.
Definitely not. So what are they nibbling on here now?
So this is like a molasses and corn feed. This is like just a snack for them to get their attention right now.
Okay, very nice. And you had mentioned that they were eating a TMR. Do you mind just talking a little bit more about that mix? And maybe you can show us what's in it and talk a little bit about why it's important for them for their diets.
So we actually have a nutritionist that comes and figures out the diets for the cows. And the TMR is a rationed mixture. So there's a certain amount of certain things in it. So there's corn and hay and silage and what else is in there? There's different proteins in it, gluten and gluten. It's a good mixture of everything that they need to be healthy.
That's really cool. So it sounds like, I mean, it's almost like they're high performing athletes or something. Like they've got this specialty diet just made for themselves. I don't know about you, but I don't necessarily take that much care to myself. So it's pretty impressive that these cows have such an incredible diet. That is really cool. Now, is that, do you adjust that ration throughout the year, or is it kind of the
Yes,
same thing?
depending on how the weather is.
Okay. Very cool. Oh my goodness. They seem to be getting along here and hanging out. Someone had asked a question. Our third graders from Carroll Stream School was asking if Ada and Shimmer get along. Do they seem to be buddies?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they usually have a bunch of other friends with them, but we have them separated right now in our 4-H pens.
Aha,
So they're
gotcha.
a little bit more secluded right now. So they're each other's buddies.
Aw, that's adorable. I love that. Now, you mentioned as the weather changes, that their diet changes a little bit. And so we had someone that I was asking a question about weather, and they were just wondering, do cows get cold, and how do you keep them warm on days like today? And just talk about like how do you maintain during weather changes for cows?
So a cow's ideal temperature is between 40 and 70 degrees. So obviously today's a little bit cooler, but they have a roof over their head and they have bedding they can lay down in and each other to cuddle up with.
Aw. So 40 to 70 degrees. So they actually can handle it pretty cold then, I guess, huh?
Yeah. Yep.
That's pretty cool. So we've got some other questions coming in, Farmer Taylor. Someone was asking, oh, this is a good one from Miss Lisa. How long until they're considered fully grown?
So we usually don't consider them fully grown until they've had their first calf. And ideally they have the first calf at about 2 years old.
Okay. 2 years. So it takes 2 years until we consider them fully grown. That's interesting. And so you have their first calf then. Now, when they have their first calf, what happens in their life? What's kind of once they have their calf, what do they do then on your farm?
So once they have their calf, they'll get put into our milking parlor, and they'll have a separate barn with all cows about their age that they'll be in with.
Okay. And then they join the
And then
milking
they'll
herd.
get milked.
Yeah.
Yep, they join the milking herd, and they'll be milked 3 times a day.
Very cool. And now, do you mind talking about that milking process a little bit while we get to watch our girls nibble down on some grain here? What's that process feel like for the cows? Is it long, short? What does that kind of look like for the ladies?
Yeah, so the milking process takes, since I had mentioned we have 400 cows here, it takes about 5 hours for us to milk all of the cows. They actually like it a lot. They come through, they're creatures of habit. So it's kind of like maybe like you like you always like to be first in line, or maybe you always like to be at the back of the line.
Farmer Natalie, I think we heard most of that, but I think you were on mute. If you don't mind trying that one more time, we are hearing you through Taylor.
Sure. You want me to tell? Yep. You want me to talk to you a little bit about how the milking process works?
Yes, that would be great. Thank you.
Yes. So there's 400 of the milking cows here at the farm, and it takes us like 5 hours to milk all of the cows. And they, like I was saying, they actually really like it. It feels good for them. They're standing in the parlor actually being milked for about 90 seconds.
Wow.
7 minutes from start to stop when they actually
Gotcha.
go into the parlor and then when they go back out. But yeah,
Gotcha.
they're creatures of habit. A lot of times the first cows are the first ones, always the same ones to be at the front of the line. The last ones are always the same ones. So they're kind of like you kids in school a little bit, where they have their routines and procedures and they like them.
Yeah.
Aww. Yeah. Oh, that's a good point. There's 20 cows at a time being milked. So 10 on one side and 10 on the other. You might have seen that on your virtual field trip when we took you into the parlor.
Yes, that's right. Very cool. Yeah, so for you guys, the process is a little bit longer because you got to milk all those cows, but for the cows themselves, they're in and out pretty quickly.
Right. Yep, exactly.
Very cool. While we have you unmuted, Farmer Natalie, we did have a question come in the very beginning from Miss Sophia in Miss Dunday's class in Monroe Center, Illinois, and they're wondering, how long have you guys been dairy farmers for?
Yeah, that's a great question. Berning Acres has been in existence. My husband's parents began the farm in 1973, and they began the farm, I believe we had 30 cows. So we've kind of grown a little bit since then.
Yeah, 30 to
So
400.
yeah, actually, so easier math. You don't have to do the math. This year, we're actually going to celebrate 50 years
Oh,
of dairy
wow.
farming.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
exciting. Are you guys doing anything fun to celebrate your 50 years?
Yeah, we might. We like to have parties, so we'll probably have a party.
Oh, I love that. I think that is well deserved. You guys are clearly raising beautiful heifers. Look how personal and friendly they are with Farmer Taylor. Ada is loving the scratches that you are giving her. Look at oh my goodness. We had someone ask, Miss Jessica asked, how much are one of them bigger than the other between Ada and Shimmer, and are they kind of the average size at their age? Taylor,
Is Taylor muted?
Yeah, she's muted.
Yeah, they're the average size. So yeah, they're neither one of them's really too much bigger than the other one. They're both growing perfectly as they should. Taylor's
Aw,
happy.
good. That's awesome. Let's see. We've got, goodness, you guys are all asking amazing questions. Taylor and Natalie, we have so many questions coming in, so I'm going to try and get through as many of these as I can. Everyone is really excited to see them. You guys are showing them off so well. I love that they're just hanging out with you. They finished their grain. I can see they're looking for more now already. Let's see. So we've got so we were talking a little bit about the milking process earlier, and we discussed that they would be able to give milk once they have a baby, which is around 2 years old. But they were wondering about how many gallons does a cow produce when they are milking? Maybe number of gallons in a day.
Yep, 11 gallons per day for each cow
Wow.
at the farm.
11 gallons, and I think it's about 8-9 pounds per gallon. Does that sound about right?
How many gallons or how many pounds per gallon? Oh, about 100. Yeah, so 100 pounds per day and about
Yeah.
11 gallons.
Wow. Oh my God. And that's per cow. And you have 400 cows. That's a lot of milk that you guys are shipping out every day. That's insane.
Yeah, it's a
Wow.
big semi truck that comes every day and picks up the milk.
Yeah, that's incredible. So we had another good question come in, and actually a couple people have been asking a little bit about genetics, a little bit about markings. They've noticed that Shimmer is almost all white, while Ada obviously has that more traditional black and white spotting. So a bunch of people, have been asking, why is Shimmer mostly white? What makes them different like that? Why? And then you can even see the one next to you, that brown Swiss that's over there, that's completely different. So what makes them all look so different like they do?
So obviously the brown Swiss genetics are very different because her mama and her papa were brown Swiss cows. As far as the Holstein cows, I do know that no cow isn't this pretty incredible, Brittany, that no cow has identical markings. So
Wow.
it's always kind of fun and surprise when a new calf is born at the farm because we don't know for sure what they're gonna look like.
Right. Now, have you ever found now was Shimmer's mom also white? Like, does there tend to be some genetic pattern? Like if they're usually a white animal or the dad's a white animal, they kind of tend to be white, or yeah. Okay.
Yes.
That's cool. But even then, you can see she's got a couple of random little markings that I'm sure are different from one generation to the next, which is pretty cool. And then you mentioned the brown Swiss is obviously completely different. And just to help maybe grasp what that means, that's a different breed, correct? So it's kind of saying like a border collie and a blue heeler, like they're two different breeds, but they're all dogs. So same thing with cows, correct?
Yes. Yes, exactly, just like that.
Very cool.
So we have mostly Holsteins, but we do have some Jerseys. Jersey is another type of milking cow, and they are a shorter, smaller in size, smaller in stature, brown, like a lightish brown color.
Okay.
And then we have the brown Swiss at the farm, and we have do we have any others in our herd right now? Oh yeah, then we have a Holstein. There's a red and white Holstein also. So kind
Oh,
of like the black and white, but they have red and white spots.
oh,
I
very
think they
cool.
look more brown, but the correct terminology would be a
Is
red
a
and white
red, white.
Holstein. Yep.
Okay, very cool. That's really neat that you guys have so many different breeds going on. I'm sure that makes your herd look very colorful, which is cool.
Yes.
We had someone just comment real quick from Rose. They were just saying Ada really seems to love you, Taylor. You guys must have a very special bond that you guys are loving up on each other so much. And I know you said Shimmer's a little bit more shy, which is why she's probably keeping her distance. But that's super cute. We had a question come in. They were just wondering, so obviously Ada's getting a little friendly and a little frisky with Taylor. Do they ever tend to play or maybe even fight? Like, I mean, they're animals. So what, how do they interact with each other? How do you know when they're happy or sad or anything like that? And Taylor, if you want to answer any of these, you'll have to just unmute yourself.
Sure. Yeah. So I think that they like to play with each other, and we just put cameras in our calf nursery, and Taylor has fun watching the cameras and watching what they do when no one's looking. So
That's awesome.
yeah, Taylor would say they definitely have their own personalities.
Clearly, just between these two,
Yes.
there's quite a difference. This was a really good question from Brittany, who actually said, "What's your favorite part of taking care of cows like Shimmer and Ada?" And maybe that's a good one for you, Taylor, to answer what your favorite part is about being the calf manager and taking care of them.
I don't know. I like that they each have their own personalities, so you kind of have to take care of them all a little bit differently. I mean, they all get the same things, but the way you approach them is a little bit different.
Right.
I mean, your day's never the same.
Right. Well, that keeps
There's
things
always
interesting.
new babies being born. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure with 400 cows, is your average probably at least like a calf a day almost,
A calf a
right?
day. Yep, that's our average. So some days there's 4 calves born, some days there's none born, but the average is 1 calf a day.
Okay. Very cool. Ooh, this was a good question from 4th grade in Romeoville. They were asking who takes care of Shimmer and Ada when you go on vacation? What do you guys do for handling that when you're on vacation?
So there's about 7, besides Matt and Natalie, there's about 7 employees here. So between any of us, there's always somebody here.
Okay. All right. So that way you've always got some backup and hopefully you can get a little bit of time away from the farm. But speaking of that, it's a pretty demanding job, right? Like you guys are on the farm,
yes. Every
7 days a
day.
week. Yep. Yep. Working on Christmas and your birthday and Easter and everything else. So it's
Yep.
a long job, but I mean, goodness, look at Shimmer. When you get to work with adorable calves like this, then why wouldn't you want to be there every day?
Yeah.
I love that. We had we had mentioned earlier that they would get to be full grown around 2 years old, but do we know about how big that is when they get to be about 2 years old? Like how many pounds or anything like that?
About 1,200 pounds.
Wow. Oh my goodness. That is
about double what they are right now.
Oh my gosh, they're gonna get very big. That's incredible. We had a good question from Mrs. Schmidt's 4th grade class at Empire Elementary. They were wondering where Berning Acres milk is sent to and maybe who processes it.
So our milk is sold in a co-op. So there's about 7 other farms that we sell our milk with. And it all gets taken to different plants, different cheese plants in Wisconsin. So all of our milk gets made into cheese.
Ooh, very cool. Do you know any specific brands or is it just kind of like general cheese that's probably on pizza somewhere?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
last year most of our milk was made into Mexican shredded cheese.
Ooh. All right.
That's
So,
all we know though. I don't have any
right.
brand names.
Yeah. Awesome. Let's see. Someone was asking, how much does a grown cow eat a day?
That's a good question. 100 pounds of food a day a grown cow will eat.
Oh my God, that is how much our calves weighed when they were born. That's a
Yep.
lot of food. Oh my goodness, that's incredible. And speaking of birth, someone had asked, Miss Karen Harpster had asked, how many babies do most of your cows have, maybe even at a time, and then how often?
So our goal is for the grown cows to have a calf every year. So
Okay.
um,
And it's just one, or do you ever get twins or
just
triplets or
one.
anything?
I think on our farm, 1 in every 11 of our cows will have a set of twins.
Hmm.
So it's not super often, but it does happen.
Yeah, that's neat. Are they usually, do they ever look identical like humans can, or are they usually pretty
Sometimes,
different? Yeah.
sometimes they can be identical.
Oh, that would be tricky to keep them keep them straight if they look identical. Oh, we had a
Yep.
good question come from Levi. They were wondering, how do you keep track of all the cows' names and just in general, just keep track of all of them? It's a lot of cows to manage.
So if you notice on Shimmer here, she has a bigger ear tag. But when all the babies are born, they get the small ear tag like what is on. Where'd Ada go?
Now when you want her, now she's gonna run away from you.
So when they're first born, they all get a smaller ear tag, and obviously since we have so many cows, we've run out of names. So everybody has a number that they're
Gotcha.
identified by.
Okay. So you mostly go by number, but I guess, since we've got these two lovely ladies who are a little bit special for us this year, then we gave them some special names, which is cool.
Yes.
Very good. Let's see. I'm gonna try and get like 2 or 3 more questions here. You guys are asking incredible questions. Thank you so much for being so interactive. We're hoping you've been enjoying this. We're gonna be wrapping this up in a couple of minutes here. But we have another question. Oh, they were wondering if Ada and Shimmer were sisters, or do either one of them have any siblings?
They are not sisters. Ada has a younger brother or an older brother, about 2 years older, and Shimmer is an only child.
Aw, that's cool. But then I guess so, technically genetics wise, they have siblings, but they really don't ever know that they're siblings, right? Like they grow up with the
Right.
calves that are born around their time. It's very different than humans, I would say.
Yep.
Yeah.
They
Let's
grow up with all the friends their age.
Yeah. Okay. Just like us in school, I guess, right? Everyone that's in kindergarten with us, we grow up with them and get to know them best. We had a couple of people asking us, what's the average lifespan of a cow?
About 10 years.
10 years. Interesting. Okay. That's actually pretty long. All right. Especially since they're such big animals. I feel like the bigger the animal, the shorter the lifespan usually, right? That tends to be
Yep.
pretty common. Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see. And I'm looking through here quick. Oh, we answered the tag question. Awesome. Oh, we had a good question. They were wondering if they have any toys to play with, or do they kind of just play with each other and lay around?
So when they're in the calf barn, they usually have beach balls to play with, but they tend to pop those a lot. And then once they get older, once they're in the milking barn, they all have like different brushes in their pens that they all play with.
Oh, so they can get a little back scratch. That sounds nice. I love that. Now we did have a couple of people curious. I know this isn't about Ada or Shimmer, but they noticed the heifer in the background that has a nice, pretty little purple cast, and they were just wondering what's going on with her.
So she just got a cast put on Saturday. She
Oh,
hurt her foot. We actually have no idea how she did it, but she hurt just by the end of her foot. So our vet came and doctored her up.
But that's what, and that's pretty cool that you guys were able to see that quickly. You had the vet come out, and a veterinarian is a pretty cool job that you guys work with a lot, correct? Just like your nutritionist, you work closely with your veterinarian to make sure your cows are healthy. And it looks like she's doing pretty good. That cast is doing pretty good, and hopefully she heals up pretty soon. So thanks for sharing that with us. I appreciate it. We're gonna get ready to wrap up here, but before we tune off today, both to you, Taylor and Natalie, we'd love to know, what is your why? You guys obviously have incredible animals and you seem really happy, and we loved following you this year, but what's your why? Why have you chosen to be dairy farmers? And why do you do what you do every day?
I think I do it mostly because there are a lot of misconceptions on the dairy industry. So the more you can teach people about why we do what we do, I think it's better off for the dairy industry.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Natalie, if you want to share, I just muted you real quick, but if you want to go ahead and unmute yourself, then go ahead. Yep, you're good.
Yeah, I guess I feel very fortunate because I married into this lifestyle. So it doesn't really necessarily feel like a job. It feels like a lifestyle. Like, it's really cool that my husband and I get to raise our kids at a farm, and their backyard, they're outside playing with animals and interactive every day outside playing and stuff. And that's why I love it so much.
Yeah, no, it is an incredible lifestyle to grow up in, right? I'm very blessed to say that I had the opportunity to grow up on a farm too, and it's just an experience like no other. And so, to everyone watching, if you ever had the chance to get a chance to tour a farm or check it out, we encourage you to do that. It's pretty cool. I know some farms even have farm camps and things like that around, and I think you guys do that, don't you? You guys offer some pretty cool camps.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about that real quick before we tune off today? Is there anything you wanted to share?
Sure. Yeah, this will be our third summer offering farm camp for kids, and we do it all in the month of June. And it's a blast. You get to come, you get to milk a cow, you get to feed a calf. There's ice cream, you do chores, you get to meet all those other farm friends. It's a lot of fun. And you know what? It was so much fun that the adults wanted to come too. So we actually have kind of events, and we could call it farm camp for adults too. And we also have scheduled tours available. So if you guys do want to come and visit a farm, you can check us out on burningacres.com. And we've actually gotten a chance to already meet some of your teachers and some of your parents and even some of you. So
awesome. That is amazing. I love that you guys do so many very consumer focused things. And so that's your open invite, everybody. They'd love to see you and love to have you out for their summer camps. You guys have been an amazing host farm this year. Thank you so much. And I know you can't see it, but there are thank yous pouring in both on Facebook and YouTube right now. Just a couple of them. Thank you so much for sharing your live chat. We really enjoyed seeing Ada. That was from Lisa. Thank you so much for taking the time to share with us today. We've loved seeing our girl shimmer. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing and your knowledge with us. They've loved learning and following the progress of their calves. So just endless thank yous. And I truly agree. Thank you so much to both Farmer Natalie and Farmer Taylor for joining this program this year. We've really had a lot of fun following your calves. They are so big, and I cannot wait to maybe check in next year with you and just see how they're doing, because around September next year, they'll hopefully have their first calf and get to join the milking herd and be a productive part of your herd. So that's really cool. So thank you for doing this program with us. And thank you everybody for joining us live today. We had a lot of fun. You had a lot of really great questions. Thank you for being engaged. And we really look forward to having you in the program next year. If you are new to the program, feel free to sign up. It starts May 1st. And if you're not, we'd love to have you back again. We'll be doing it all over again with some returning farms and some new farms. So it'll be exciting time next year. So Farmer Natalie and Farmer Taylor, thank you so much. It was great chatting with you, and we will see you all later.